Trepang, noun, another term for a large sea cucumber. Trepang is commonly used in East and Southeast Asian cuisine, where it is considered a delicacy. The process of preparing trepang typically involves drying the sea cucumber after they are caught. This ingredient is often used in soups and other dishes, known for its gelatinous texture and mild flavor. While trepang may be delicious, they are quite the odd creature. You see, trepang have a unique defense mechanism where they can eject their internal organs to scare away predators. This process is called evisceration, and it allows the trepang to expel its internal organs when threatened. The expelled organs can be toxic or sticky, deterring predators. The trepang is able to then regenerate these organs over time, making it an effective survival strategy. Trepang also refers to Trepang 2 is a fast-paced first-person shooter that involves intense gunfights, supernatural abilities, and a dark dystopian setting with a focus on over-the-top action. What this has to do with the sea cucumber, we'll come back to later, but Trepang 2 is a beautifully over-the-top world where cryptids, aliens, monsters, and over-the-top super soldiers duke it out for supremacy. While one could just play this game by mowing down hordes of soldiers and monsters, bullet timing your way to endless fun, the story Trepang 2 tells through collected intel and environmental storytelling is actually fascinating. On each mission, you're able to collect multiple intel files that expand upon concepts touched on in the missions or background info on enemy high-value targets you have to eliminate. Trepang 2 is a phenomenal game, and what's even better is just how weird the story is. The story of Trepang 2 scratched that perfect SCP/real-life conspiracy theory itch I've been looking for a very long time. And for the next handful of months, we're going to be breaking down each mission, recovered intel, environmental storytelling piece, and everything in between to truly understand the world and story of Trepang 2. So, for the first time, welcome everyone to the Trepang Lore series, where in today's primer episode, we will be discussing what we currently know about the game and the world based on all in-game and developer-confirmed information. Before we can even talk about Trepang 2, we need to discuss the term spiritual successor. A spiritual successor is a game that, while not being a direct sequel or part of the same franchise, captures the essence, style, and core gameplay mechanics of a previous game or series. It often plays homage to a beloved classic, drawing inspiration from it while introducing modern elements, new characters, and unique storylines. For example, BioShock and Prey are spiritual successors to System Shock. Hollow Knight is a spiritual successor to Metroid and Castlevania, and Ready or Not is a spiritual successor to the SWAT series. These successors keep the spirit of the original alive, allowing fans to experience something familiar yet fresh, while also bringing in new audiences. In the case of Trepang 2, it is widely regarded as a spiritual successor to the F.E.A.R franchise, a first-person shooter released in 2005 that became iconic for its innovative AI, horror atmosphere, and the now legendary bullet time mechanic. While Trepang 2 is not a direct continuation of F.E.A.R, it takes many of the elements that made F.E.A.R a cult favorite. That being fast-paced action, supernatural abilities, and cinematic combat, and modernizes these mechanics for a new generation of players. Despite the number 2 being in the title, it is actually the first game in the series. And before you ask, Trepang 1 does exist. Kind of. Trepang 1 is actually a 2D side-scroller about a sea cucumber who can shoot its organs out at enemies while looking for the exit to the level. Trepang 1 was created in the Ludum Dare 22 Game Jam, a competition where developers try to make a game in 48 hours. Each Ludum Dare event has a specific theme, and for Ludum Dare 22, the theme was Alone. Participants had to build their game around this theme, which could be interpreted in various creative ways. And in the case of Trepang 1, it consisted of a little sea cucumber floating around. Sometime after the development of this game, Trepang Studios was formed, and their new project, tentatively titled Trepang 2, was put into development. The name Trepang 2 was initially a placeholder as a demo was created to showcase this new FPS. However, as time went on, a new title was never created, as everyone came to know the game simply as Trepang 2, and it just stuck. So despite the game being called Trepang 2, it's really the first game, and for simplicity's sake, from here on out, I'll just call the game Trepang. And to inject a little bit of literary analysis into this title and to justify my degree, the sea cucumber's defense mechanism of ejecting its internal organs to survive could be seen as a thematic parallel to the gameplay and narrative elements seen in Trepang. In the game, the protagonist possesses superhuman abilities, including advanced healing and regeneration, making the player nearly indestructible in combat. This echoes the sea cucumber's ability to recover from self-evisceration. Also, the idea of a sea cucumber resorting to such an intense defense mechanism to deter predators can be linked to the game's action-packed nature. The player character, like the sea cucumber, is forced to use extreme and violent methods to survive in a hostile world. And in a more metaphorical sense, the sea cucumber's act of losing something vital to survive mirrors themes of sacrifice in Trepang. And speaking of the story, Trepang centers around the super soldier, known only as Subject 106, who possesses superhuman strength, cloaking, and the ability to slow down his perception of time to emphasize his precision in aiming, dodging bullets, or executing complex maneuvers, aka entering bullet time. The game kicks off in the 2030s as Subject 106 escapes from a heavily fortified black site facility run by the Horizon Corporation, who are up to some shady business. After being saved by an organization known as the Syndicate, 106 joins Task Force 27 and embarks on missions around the world, dismantling Horizon facilities while running into various threats and supernatural forces, like zombies, Mothman, and the Backrooms. Yes, you heard that right, there is a Backrooms mission in this game. As for expanded background world info you need to know, we know that there was some kind of pandemic in this world during the 2020s. Whether it was COVID or something else, we just don't know. Also, it's hinted at through in-game intel that many cryptids like skinwalkers, the Kraken, and other anomalous objects, such as a time-distorting lighthouse, exist in this world and have for some time now. So like the SCP universe, there has been some weird-ass shit going on for a very long time, and maybe the cause of various unexplainable incidents in history. Other than that, we don't know much about the Trepang world at large. However, the last thing I do need to mention is that this game allows the player to play each mission, save for a select few, in whatever order they want. So figuring out a chronological order to each mission is somewhat difficult. However, based on a handful of comments I've read on various forums, this appears to be the most consistently agreed upon mission order and is how I will be releasing each episode in the series. So I hope you will join me as we dive into the world of Trepang.